Hi, I'm Mike Driscoll, CEO and founder of Metamarkets, and welcome to Behind the Scenes. We're here today with Dr. Charles Allen, one of our leading developers on the back-end infrastructure team, and we're going to be talking about Druid, the open source database that we invented and use here at Metamarkets. Charles, you knew about Druid before you came to Metamarkets and in fact used it at your previous company. Tell me a little bit about that experience and the use case.
Sure. So at my prior position, I was at a company that dealt with audience analytics and being a supplier of audience data. And whenever you have millions upon millions, hundreds of millions of different unique IDs with potentially tens of thousands of different attributes per ID, it becomes very challenging to be able to get some sort of data system that can be dynamically sliced and diced and being analyzed in any sort of projection that you want. So we had some proprietary solutions out there that we had purchased licenses for and tried them out, and they kind of worked, but they weren't really quite up to what we were looking for. So I set out to be like, okay, I can do this. This is just basic arithmetic at scale. That can't be that hard, right? So I started doing my own little bitmap methodologies, and then someone came up to me and said, "Have you heard about this Druid thing?" I was like, "No." So I went and checked it out, went through the source code, started looking at the implementation details, how you get data in, how you get data out, all these different aspects, and I said, "Wow! These guys have solved all these problems that I didn't even know I had yet." So I started implementing that solution instead. And I was like, okay, let's take our data set, let's put it into a Druid database, start doing queries on it. Things that were taking 10 seconds or more to minutes maybe were being done in hundreds of milliseconds. Things that were taking 5 minutes to 15 minutes were being done in like 60 seconds or less. So it greatly improved the interactivity of our product. It greatly improved our ability to slice and dice all of our data and to get the kind of results back we needed and the insights we needed in the time constraints that we had.
So you talk about the bitmap indices of Druid that really struck you and the ability to get data in and out. What are some of the other features that you think make Druid different than other data stores out there?
Sure. So one of the main things I think that Druid has as a strength for it is its focus. It says we do one thing and we do it very well. It takes the ability to slice and dice time series data, or at least sequential type data, and do arbitrary analytics on whatever projections that you want in a very timely manner at scale. So the ability to retain that focus has been able to keep the Druid project strong in its area of expertise.
So we've talked about your past experiences with Druid, what you're doing with it today, what you see its value today. What are some of the things that you're working on, looking out into the future for Druid?
Sure. One of the big things that's always plagued Druid is one of its blessings, is that it treats all data as immutable. Once the data exists in the system, you can never change it. So that means that, for example, if a company is listed in one of your data sets, that company's name is going to be listed as whatever it was when the data came in forever, unless you want to go back and reprocess all your data, which is very expensive. So one of the things that has come out very recently is the ability to take some of that data and make it a little more mutable. For those of people who may be more familiar with databases, essentially what it allows is a large table to small table hash join, where that small table is mutable. So that means that, for example, if a company changes their name, you can go back and you can look through all your history and you see the updated name. If you have somebody who's a new account manager for a particular account, you can simply update that particular part and everything gets mapped how it's supposed to. Things get attributed as they're supposed to. So that, I think, is a major feature set that people have been wanting for a long time, to at least have some level of mutability to the data.
So last question, and this is be a leading question. We know that Druid is really designed to be more than just a single server. It's a service, distributed service. What are some of the things that you're looking at to help Druid run more efficiently on data centers or public clouds?
Sure. Anybody who runs an interactive system knows that your system works really, really, really hard for a short amount of time and then will sit idle for an arbitrary length of time. One thing that I've been working on internally, and we're starting to roll out internally and we'll be soon rolling out externally, is the ability to run things like Druid and Spark co-tenant on the same nodes. So you have Druid, which is very, very good at really quick interactive analytics, and you have Spark, which is okay at that, but excels exceedingly at being able to do batch jobs. And you can allow them to share resources and get maximum utilization of your cluster.
Sounds fascinating. I look forward to it. Thanks, Charles, for joining us this afternoon. And thanks, everyone at home.